Good afternoon, everybody. It is me, Josh, HY Forecast, guys. Welcome back to the video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day, guys. And again, it is second video of 2020. But again, this is going to be a video on our next major snowstorm to come very late this week and really early next week. It can cause just some huge threats. And it's actually going to bring in a lot of flooding as well. Definitely going to cause a lot of flooding in the southeast. I'm going to be seeing up to 2 to 3 days of straight rain. So definitely be seeing a lot of flooding issues. It's going to be really dangerous in some parts. And then we're going to be seeing very heavy snow, for example, in areas in the Ohio Valley and even northeast. But this can definitely bring in a ton of snowfall and rain for, again, going to definitely cause a lot of problems next week as we get into actually like school. So definitely going to have something to really talk about within the next couple of days. The next big snowstorm. Again, it's not we don't have too much information really on this. It's kind of a little bit far out, really. It's a couple of days out, maybe 3 or 4 days out. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. It really means a lot when you guys support our channel. I want to thank you guys for 1,972 subscribers. That really means a lot. And we're so close to 2,000. I know with all the support from you guys, we can get there in no time. So I can do the shout out video. Also, be sure to share the channel to any friend or family that you think will be in the weighted system or that you think love daily weather forecasts. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So we're actually be looking at the National Weather Service for this area. Actually, we're not going to be looking at the Western United States on the snowstorm. But I have one announcement. We actually have blizzard warnings. Blizzard warnings have been issued throughout areas into Wyoming. Let's just quickly take a really quick look at this really quick. Again, we have very strong winds. Again, this can be near Rawlins and near Medicine Blow. Wyoming, and that's where we're going to be seeing blizzard warnings, and then we have high wind warnings out for areas near Cheyenne. But again, let's now go back to what we're going to be looking at here. So again, we're going to be focusing on the flooding for this right on this first part, because again, we don't have any winter storm advisories or warnings, or really anything out here yet. But that should really pop up within really maybe Friday. It should pop up maybe late Thursday. But again, we're going to be seeing a ton of flash flood watches and a ton of flood watches or flood issues coming in to play by later tonight for areas into northeastern Louisiana, much of really central and northern Mississippi. That's going to include Jackson, Mississippi, Tupelo. Going to be seeing a ton of rain also throughout northwestern Georgia, areas near Fort Oglethorpe, and even Rome, Georgia. I'm going to start getting that rain within really early tomorrow morning. And then I'll see the rain starting to really come down within the next 24 hours. So I might have time to come out before the rain. And then by that time, it's just going to rain a good amount. But it's not going to be super heavy for me. But for other areas, it can be really heavy, especially in the southern Ohio Valley and even Tennessee Valley. Again, areas near Birmingham and even Huntsville will also be seeing some very heavy snow. And we have flash flood watches all the way near Knoxville, Gatlinburg, and all the way to Tennessee and even South Pittsburgh. And also Nashville and even Springfield. All these areas can be seeing a good amount of rain within the next couple of hours. But European actually shows it really coming down within, again, Friday. But again, we're going to be seeing this very, very heavy rain. I almost said rain by, again, this is by Thursday. So this is tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow is, let's see, today is, today's Wednesday. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to be seeing, again, incredibly heavy rain throughout areas near Jackson, Mississippi, Gulfport, all the way into Birmingham, Montgomery again. And that's going to start arriving in my area again. Like I said, it's not really going to arrive really until really later tomorrow. That's going to affect areas into the far western counties of the Carolinas, and it's even going to bring a ton of rain all the way to areas into Texas and Houston, and also going to be also just a good amount of rain. I don't necessarily think it's going to bring a ton of severe weather, but again, that could change. But within the next by all the way to Friday, that's when this rain gets a lot worse throughout areas, like I said, in Tennessee, all the way to Louisiana. That's where we're going to have the worst of it, and I'm just going to be in the outskirts of it, really. Again, Jackson, Mississippi, all the way to Tupelo, all the way to southeastern Kentucky. You're going to be seeing very, very heavy rain showers, maybe even thunderstorms, but not necessarily severe weather-wise. Going to see a good amount of rain all the way into the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic, and just can definitely cause a lot of issues. And then as we get later on into Saturday, that's when we have that snow coming. Here we have the snow out here into Des Moines, Iowa City, areas in Rochester, Minnesota, maybe even areas near South Bend, Indiana, or Michigan City, Indiana. And that's when we have that snow kind of arriving. So it's going to arrive a bit later this week, like I said. But again, we're gonna be seeing very heavy rain now throughout areas near kind of really Raleigh's kind of in the middle of like the rain, but not rain. We're gonna start seeing that incredibly heavy rain arriving near Richmond, areas near Dover, and even our area near Baltimore are gonna be seeing a good amount of rain arriving. That's gonna even affect all the way to Rhode Island, the New England area. We're gonna start seeing some very heavy rain near Macon, Georgia, and even flooding threats throughout areas here in the Ohio Valley. That's gonna cause a lot of threats. And then by we get to Sunday morning, that's when it gets a lot worse again. The snow is going to become very widespread. Could bring widespread blizzard conditions for Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati. This could bring in a really, again, this is going to, like I said, it's going to take time for the snow to arrive in Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, Ohio. It's going to take a little bit of time for this. Like I said, as soon as we get into 2020, that's when we're going to see this action really coming in. And look what we see. January 5th, a system, a very, very big system. I even told you guys in the winter forecast forever ago that December is going to be slow. But as soon as we get in 2020, it's going to become a lot more really active. And January 4, I even explained that in my January forecast. So definitely, you're really going to start seeing that above average snowfall and the below average temperatures really kick in that was in my winter forecast maps. And then we'll be seeing complete blizzard conditions near Buffalo, New York, areas near Erie, Pennsylvania, and even some ice snow threats out there near Pittsburgh. As we got later into Sunday, this snow does even move to the New England area. It's going to affect areas near New York City, New Brunswick, Allentown. Again, Pennsylvania is not really going to be really affected that much unless it's like you're near the Poconos area and Scranton. But again, other than that, not going to affect really. It's not going to affect really Pennsylvania that badly, like against West Virginia either. But here's near New Brunswick, Livingston, New Jersey, we'll be seeing light to moderate snow. Looks like Long Island will kind of miss out on this a little bit. And looks like Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo will start to calm down, and then we'll see complete blizzard conditions out here near the New England area, Boston. You guys are seeing very heavy snow all the way into Monday. We'll continue to see some lighter snow, but again, it's going to be a bit it's going to be kind of a fast moving, but also slow moving at some points. Again, the rain parts can really be slow moving. So again, here's a new 4:30 update. See, just really kind of only at 90 hours right now. So again, as we get into the next 36 hours, we're going to start releasing that very heavy rain. There are areas in Alabama, Tennessee, and even gonna have the outskirts go all the way into the Mid-Atlantic area and even stretch all the way to the Gulf. So that's already around 2,000 miles. So they're gonna have a lot of traveling threats, not from only the snow, but also the rain will definitely cause some threats. As we now get in the next 54 hours, we just continue to see this rain coming down throughout the southeast. We're gonna have again, like I said, really big flooding threat. And then even have that snow kind of forming out there near Illinois and even Missouri. So GFS does show it forming in a bit of a different way. So it's definitely showing a lot less snow for Illinois, Missouri, and even a bit less snow for Kentucky. But if we get in the next 66 hours, it actually shows a good amount of snow near Detroit, even Lansing, and all the way to actually Indianapolis, Bern, Indiana, even not far from Evansville. And then it actually brings in a wave of snow throughout areas into the areas near South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, also just a couple counties away from Knoxville. And then we'll be seeing blizzard conditions near Cleveland, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and even all the way to Fort Wayne, which is going to be seeing very heavy snow. Detroit could really be included in this, and then this system can even go all the way down to northern Georgia. I'm actually going to be very, very close to the snowfall. Not going to really be far at all. Going to be affecting areas near Hiawassee, areas near Dahlonega. Going to affect even a lot of areas near Asheville, North Carolina, Johnson City, Charleston, and we're going to see complete blizzard conditions throughout areas near even Niagara Falls. We'll be seeing very heavy snowfall. And then by later Sunday, again, it is going to affect a lot of areas from Maine near Augusta and Portland. Going to be seeing incredibly heavy snowfall, and then it should be out of the way again by Monday. So timing is not necessarily, they're not really agreeing on really timing wise, but again, it's not super close. But again, and also snowfall totals are not necessarily really agreeing either. But again, it looks like we're going to be seeing around 1 to 2 inches near Iowa City, around a trace for Des Moines, and then we'll be seeing up to a trace of snow to up to maybe 2 inches maximum in the highest elevation in the Appalachians. Looks like maybe Indianapolis going to be seeing around 1 inch, and then maybe even Detroit around 1 to 2 inches. Again, not going to be really much for this area necessarily, but we're going to be seeing a ton throughout the Northeast. It looks like Charleston, West Virginia is going to get around 3 inches. And then just come counties away from that, in the higher elevation, we'll see up to 9 inches of snowfall, seeing up to 5 to 7 inches of snow for areas near Buffalo and Erie, Pennsylvania, all the way to Cleveland, up to 3 inches to maybe 4 inches of snowfall. Again, like I said, it's not going to really affect these areas in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia going to be seeing around Trace, Allentown around Trace, but the Poconos and Scranton, we'll see around 2 to 3 inches of snowfall, up to 4 to 7 inches for Syracuse, as well with Rochester, and up to 8 to 9 inches for upstate New York. Looks like New York City around Trace or so. Areas near Hartford and Providence are going to be seeing around 4 inches to 6 inches. And then Boston up to 8 inches of snowfall. And then much of, actually almost all of Vermont is going to see more than 7 inches. Almost the whole state, which is crazy. Much of New Hampshire you see up to 7 to 10 inches. So you just can really see around the same snow total for the whole state. And then up to 7 to 9 inches for the coastal areas of Maine. And then it's like Caribou and the other areas will see a bit less. So now we're going to be looking at snowfall totals and for the GFS. And they're actually completely different. Like completely different. Again, we just need location to be a bit closer. Show you around an inch or two for really Fort Wayne, but South Bend around 3 inches. Again, Indianapolis at Trace. Again, not really showing much at all for much of Ohio. Showing maybe 2 to 3 inches for Cleveland. Again, we're seeing a bit more snow in the Appalachians, up to 3 to 4 inches, especially in the tip of Tennessee and North Carolina. Again, we're seeing up to an inch of snowfall very, very close to me. Again, for areas into the eastern part of West Virginia, around 7 to 9 inches of snowfall. And then Erie and Buffalo can be seeing up to 7 to 9 inches in this case. Again, not showing anything at all for New York, nothing for Rhode Island, nothing for Boston. So it's definitely really different, kind of just a huge difference really in total snowfall totals and location. Shows only around 3 inches for Syracuse and up to around 3 to 5 inches for Rochester, and for far upstate New York up to 13 inches. And then again, Vermont and New Hampshire are completely different snow totals as well. Southern Vermont, southern New Hampshire show up to 9 inches in the European, but show nothing here. And then we're seeing a lot of more snow to 9 to a foot of snowfall throughout the much of Maine. So now we're actually going to be looking at something that's actually different. We're going to be looking at the snow depth. Sorry guys. So we're going to be seeing exactly how much snow we're going to be seeing in these areas. Like exactly. So again, this is the European. So that's what you're really seeing, this thumbnail right here. And actually get this little area. So we're going to be focusing like right here is definitely where we're seeing the threat. Okay, it looks like we're going to be seeing around two areas right here. Can be seeing near more the south central south central Missouri. You're seeing up to 3 to 4 inches of snow. Like how much snow you're going to see on the ground. Shows again a little bit of Trace throughout North Carolina. Going to show up to 8 inches to 9 inches near Cincinnati. Showing up to a foot of snowfall near Cleveland. Again, it's going to be more of snow throughout southern Indiana. So it looks like Evansville, this is going to be your time to shine. Up to 6 inches of snowfall. A bit different totals throughout Pennsylvania shows. Now Philadelphia around an inch. Allentown around an inch or two. And then the Poconos up to 8 inches of snowfall. Scranton looks like areas near State College up to 5 to 6 inches of snowfall. And then again, we're seeing a ton of snowfall through these areas out here into the New England area. Going to be seeing a ton of snow on the ground within the next, or by Wednesday, as we get into Tuesday, we're going to see a lot more snowfall out here into areas near West Virginia. And then by Thursday, this snowfall, or by Friday, this snowfall will kind of go away right here and definitely start to melt. But we'll see a ton of snowfall throughout the New England area. It looks like New Hampshire up to close to 16 inches of snowfall. We'll start going to be seeing just a ton of snowfall. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And bye, guys.